Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Good morning, besties. Happy Monday. It's Behind the Shade. We have to talk. The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It is season 17, episode 5. Now, the titles, when I had to go back and rewatch something, the title had changed and the episode had changed. So I don't know what's going on. But when I first started my recap, the title was called Dynasty Divas in Atlanta. When I went back to catch something, it had changed to episode 7, Dynasty Diamonds and Drama. So I guess that's going to be the title of the episode in 2 more weeks. But this title bothers me because they're not in Atlanta, they're in Dallas. So I feel like the title should be Dynasty Divas in Dallas. Wouldn't that have been cute? Yes. Okay. Got that off my chest. I can move on now. So the episode begins in an old school 80s style TV show. I like when production does that. It reminds me of what they did over there in Salt Lake City. So it might be the same company. Is that Shed Media, whatever they're called? So anyway, we start off with Cynthia, Adrienne Maloof. We know she's the owner of the tequila. She used to be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 1. Her and her brothers own the Sacramento Kings. So now she's off venturing into the tequila world. So Cynthia, Adrienne, and Phaedra are having cocktails, and Cynthia's discussing the new endeavor she's on here with Adrienne and this tequila brand. And she's going to plan a girls' trip to bring the ladies to Dallas because that's a big marketing there for the tequila. Adrienne's having fun with Phaedra. She talks about a black cherry flavor. Phaedra brings up that sounds like her vajayjay, and they laugh at Kiki and Ha Ha. And then there's some clips because Phaedra brought up Pinky and Portia. So the theme of the trip is Dynasty Dallas. We're talking about the old soap opera from back in the 80s with Morgan Fairchild, Dominique Devereaux, and Diane Carroll. Okay. This is K. Michelle's first girls' trip, and she's scared, but she says she'll be open minded because there's too many women, and women be having issues and hormones is flying, and they just be okay. Now, a lot of the women are not familiar with Dynasty because they're not old enough to know, so they don't know. But honey, Cynthia takes these women out first class. Honey, they are flying private, okay? And so Pinky wants to pray before they fly. She has the staff joining the prayer circle. I got a key out of that because one of the guys, he had his eyes closed, child. But the guy behind him, he didn't. He was like, hurry this thing on up. We got a flight to catch. So after the prayer, Pinky just goes off into her bankruptcy all over again. I'm like, boo, this is episode 5. We do not need to hear about this bankruptcy again. But child Angela talking about hers. She didn't file because she had to get rid of all those properties and then protect what she wanted to keep. So I get that. So they agreed that they had a terrible 2024 and they took a big L. So you would think that they would bond and kind of that would, bring them closer because they're connecting, right? We'll get there. So K. Michelle tells the ladies that her and her husband don't have a prenup and that, and he won't let her pay for nothing. And they like, here go Phaedra. Well, I like that, honey. And so, she talks about how he's not on social media and she thinks everybody cheats. She thinks all men cheat. I was like, not me, girl. But anyway, she says all men cheat. And for him not to have any social media, she knows he's being sneaky. But hey, she don't know that for a fact now, so she'll just focus on the good. I was like, K Michelle, really? Really? So then they asked Drew how her date went, with Black. And she's like, oh, we had a good time. He brought me flowers, but we're just friends. Y'all need to stop. I'll let y'all know if we get married, but we're just friends. So then kind of Drew tells Kate Michelle, like, well, because y'all friends. And Kate Michelle was like, no, I don't know him, sweetheart. I don't know him. But production wrote the tape back. Okay, Michelle is telling Portia Williams, honey, and Kelly that Black was in her DMs and wanted her to lock his number in, honey. So Drew says to us, well, at Portia's dinner, Kate Michelle said hi to him and was greeting him as if she already knew him. And so she believed they knew each other. And I could see that. So they finally arrive at their living quarters, honey. They are in a humongous piece of house, okay? It's called La Casa de Fe. It means the house of faith. It's massive, honey. Honey, honey. So Cynthia takes the ladies around on a tour of the house. This home has 2 guest houses on the property. Not one, but 2. So then she gives everybody their room assignments. And I've always said, how come the blacks always passing out rooms? The white folks, they just say go pick a room, honey. But Drew is just happy that none of the bedrooms have any twin size beds, bunk beds, canopy beds, sleeping bags, air mattresses. All the rooms have real beds in them. But there's always going to be an issue with the room. And we know that, right, ladies? Right. So one of the guest houses have 2 bedrooms in it. So Cynthia was very proud that she picked these 2 friends that were, that they can share that quarters, right? They can share that living quarters. And so I was thinking she was talking about frickin' Frack. And I think frickin' Frack thought that too. I think everybody thought she was going to pick frickin' Frack for the 2-bedroom guest house. But no, honey, she picked Kelly and Shamia because, they're the new best friends, right? And so they mad about it. But why are you mad? You got your own quarters. The place had its own kitchen and a pool. Like, what are you mad about? You feel iced out? You want to be in the house, the big house with everybody? Girl, y'all would have a time, honey. So Shamia calls Gerald to show him, she calling it an outhouse. She calls him to show him the outhouse because they have noticed that this place is not clean. There's stains on the bed, toilet, the ceiling fan, and the sink, honey. They're like, ew. So Gerald is laughing and he was like, let me call you back. I was like, no, Gerald, no. Production is creating this. They probably were on the phone for an hour, whatever. But production gonna make Gerald look like the bad guy. Poor Gerald. But he don't care. So it's time for dinner. Child and Shamia, K. Michelle, and Kelly, they are not coming. So I didn't tell you. I believe K. Michelle is in the 1-bedroom guest house. There's 2. One is a 2-bedroom, one is a 1-bedroom. So I believe K. Michelle is in the 1-bedroom home, guest house, right? And so they're not coming to dinner because K. Michelle's glam squad did not show up for her, and she's not going to be on film not looking amazing. But she was on film and she still looked amazing. Weird. Oh, okay. And then the other 2 ain't coming because they place is a mess. They scared to take a shower. They not changing clothes. They are like, somebody come clean my room up first. So they just gonna stay and just chill at the pool. Okay. So Pinky says she will give Shamia and Kelly her room, and then she could stay with Cynthia or K. Michelle. It's not a problem because those are her girls. She feels closer to them, and she gonna rah for them. Okay. So at the pool, K. Michelle joins Shamia and Kelly, and Kelly is having a moment because she could actually just sit down and digress. She can't film her daughters on the cameras anymore. She's fighting and going to court with this ex. He acting a fool. He is on a interview tour to break her down, and she's just having a moment. So at the table, Pinky asked Cynthia, like, what were her intentions on these decisions of these room assignments? Why did they get the tiny house? It was like, what? And so, Pinky's coming to her friend's defense, acting real fast foodish. That's what I'm gonna start calling Pinky fast food. Because I just really thought when you eat vegan, I thought you would just have more of a spiritual mindset and you just be calm and just filled with great positivity. And boy, was I wrong. Child Pinky she might as well eat the steak and the Jamaican food that they accusing her of, because she not saying that people that eat food act a fool, but what I'm saying is I just thought when you eat vegan, I've never seen nobody so rah-rah as a vegan. Maybe she needs to eat some protein so she can calm down. But I know we're just having fun. Don't get on me. We're having fun. But I just was brought aback that somebody who's vegan chooses to be a fool. That's all I'm saying. Child. So Cynthia's like, no, I picked Kelly and Shamia for the 2-bedroom, guest house because they're close. And then Cynthia was like, they didn't seem mad about it when she talked to them. So Pinky, worry about your own, worry about yourself, okay? Wait a minute. No. Pinky is in the 1-bedroom, right? Yes, Pinky is in the 1-bedroom. Hey, Michelle is in the house. Got it. I remember now. So then Angela Oakley said they feel like freaking Frack should have been over there because they are whack. And so Phaedra's like, oh, I know they not talking freaking Frack is whack. Well, they are Ren and Stimpy, and they are just as whack too. I said Phaedra, not Ren and Stimpy. Now see, Phaedra is clocking in. She ain't gonna give you no drama or whatever, but what she gonna do, she gotta get on her reads and her shady comments in the confessionals. And that's what she's here for. Thank you, Phaedra. You can keep your position. I'm not gonna ride you right now. So then Angela tells Pinky, don't be attacking Cynthia about their rooms. Pinky says she's trying to get to know everybody. So let me do it my way. So then Portia interrupts and she's like, well, thank you, Cynthia. She's giving her props on this beautiful house because she's trying to shut Pinky up. Good job, Portia. So Drew asked Portia, will she talk to Kelly since, they little rift at the grand opening that, Portia didn't come to. So Portia was like, I don't know, no. And so Pinky is trying to get to who slept with whose husbands. Now, wait, you slept, now who slept? You slept with somebody's husband, she slept with somebody's husband. And so then Portia throws it back on Pinky and Phaedra. She said, well, wait a minute, there's other stuff to talk about. Are y'all good? Because we didn't get to the bottom of it at the charity event. I was like, good, Portia, good. She pivoted that off of her. You hear me? She said, we gonna make a right-hand turn over here. We gonna throw it over to you. So Pinky says, Phaedra said, I eat meat. And, I can't have that because that's messing with my business and my money. And, I'm a, and the honey, that ain't got nothing to do. Your money already funny, Pinky. Calm down. So Phaedra tells us, she like, that girl need to stop worrying about who says she eats meat. Honey, the people in the press say you owe them their rent money, honey. Get your priorities straight. I was like, okay, Phaedra, clock in, girl. I'm having nostalgia moments, honey, because you were awful last season. Okay, I got it off my chest. I can move on. I said what I needed to say. So Angela tells them that Shamia said it. Child. Phaedra says her and Shamia not that close, but why would I be talking like that with her? But production shows the tape, because we've been seeing the tape every episode. What is this? Episode 5. They've been showing that tape every episode where Phaedra is on the phone with Shamia telling her about the Jamaican restaurant that Pinky used to own. Okay. And then somebody was like, yes, because Jamaican restaurants is full of meat. They got the jerk chicken, they got goat, they got oxtails. So then they show the clip of Kelly telling Shamia that Pinky eats steak because she saw her eating steak. And they laugh about it, so I don't know if that was true or not. So Shamia said, Shamia said Phaedra knew she told her, and I don't know why she acted like that. She said, oh my God, am I going to have to apologize again? Yes. So Cynthia is trying to get the guest house cleaned up. She got to talk to the people, call the owner of the house. Then she goes to the pool to check on the ladies and tell them their room will be getting cleaned and just hold tight. And she asked them, are y'all really mad? Because, you know, Pinky making it seem like they mad. But when they called Cynthia, they didn't seem to be mad. And you know how that goes. When you're trying to get something done, you're going to have respect. You're not going to go in on Cynthia. You don't know her like that. You're going to respect her. You are on her trip. And she don't deserve that attitude. But Cynthia want to know, are y'all mad or not? So they voiced their concerns, you know. And Cynthia said, okay, well, please stop saying the word dirty. Like, I get it. I heard it 1,000 times. Dirty, 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 dirty. We get it. So then at the table, Angela and Pinky have a back and forth and back again, honey, because Portia feels like the house is now divided because they at the table and half of the girls don't even want to come eat. And so, you know, it's just a mess. So Angela looking like, he looking at Pinky like, And Pinky says, say what you got to say. Honey, we did not know we was in for the best back and forth ever. So Angela's like, well, you know, you're already, and it's not that type of time. We ain't on that type of time. We ain't doing nothing like that. But here you go, fast food. And so, you know, Pinky's like, I'm not making it that. You are. So then they go back and forth and back again, besties. And so Angela's like, are you bothered? And Pinky's like, by you? No, you're not a threat to me. I'm not coming across as a threat, but you are bothered. How many times did Angela say bothered, child? And so she said, by what? And then she said some more mess. So Angela's like, girl, that's that insecurity screaming. You looking at the physical, and we could go dollar for dollar. I was like, no, Angela, not go dollar for dollar. No, Angela, no, don't do her like that. Y'all was just on the plane talking about how broke y'all was. And so, you know, Angela's like, well, you made this about me. And she was like, never. Then Pinky calls Angela a Bia. And everybody has brought her back. Portia's like, Bia? Like, why are you a Bia? Angela's like, a Bia? It's, you know, I can't say the word. You two be tripping, but I don't want to curse no way. So Angela tells us that Bia means best in taking control of herself. I was like, girl, get back to the fight. We don't care about all that. We don't need no affirmations right now, Angela. Hold the line, okay? Get back to the fight. So Pinky is like, well, it's a term of endearment. Then they go back and forth and back again about having millions. Pinky says she's a bad Bia. You know, bad bees don't. No, the Angela said a bad bee that don't pay her bills. Y'all. Ooh, ooh. She calls Angela a bee. Then she called herself a bad bee. And then Angela said, a bad bee that don't pay her bills. I said, woo, Angela. I'm one. Is that one for Angela or two? Whew, we're gonna go with one. Here go Pinky. You could never touch the money that I've touched. Girl, are you serious? Do you not know who her husband is? I don't think you know. Child, Angela gonna say, I could throw a rock and hit 10 people that you owe. I was like, no, 2 for Angela. Oh, oh no. Oh no. 0 for you, Pinky. Oh no. I have a multi-million-dollar business. Angela says, in bills. 4 for Angela. Angela is smoking this girl. I have money. My husband is paid. I'm like, girl, do you not know who Charles Oakley is? Her husband is paid. And he ain't even making no more money. And he is paid. Hello, NBA legend Charles Oakley. You talking about your little Derek that owned a couple of restaurants? He's not as rich as he think he is because of you. Uh-oh, did I say that? He's not as rich. Y'all not that rich because of you and your debt. You bringing him down. You costing him money. Honey, Pinky said her husband has money. She got money. Her husband is paid. Here go Angela. Well, I know employees that you owe. Child, no, not 5 for Angela and 0 for Pinky. I know employees that you owe. So Pinky has no lifeline. So she goes for the jugular. She going for physical looks and stuff. Well, you need to turn your fan on. You're sweating. I said, oh goodness. But I didn't even see Angela sweating, but she could have been. And so Angela said, well, I've never canceled Christmas for my employees. 5 for Angela. Okay, you might get 1 for that, Pinky, about turn your fan on. You'll get that 1. So we got 5-1. So Pinky like, what? What you talking about? Honey, Angela said, how you doing a giveaway when you owe people? No, Angela, no. 6-1. 6-1. I don't owe nobody. How much do you owe them foreclosures? Nothing. Because they took them from you. Okay, Pinky 2. Where we at with Angela? She got 6, I think. We got okay, it's 6-2. They took them from you, and I owe you a new lace front. Nah, that didn't land for me. And so Angela said, don't do it, Mr. Clean and Papa Smurf. Get the Papa Smurf, but I get the Mr. Clean. So 7 for Angela, 2 for Pinky. Who is Papa Smurf? Her dude? I don't know. Do y'all know what the Papa Smurf comment mean? Oh. So here go Pinky. And I owe you some new veneers with your overbite. Child, Angela's like, girl, your teeth are commingling. Shut up. I won't give nobody nothing for that. But that was cute. But Angela had a good comeback, though. I don't know. I think I got to give it. Is that 7 or 8? Child 8, probably. So Pinky, here go Pinky. Aren't you menopausal? And so Angela said, buy your businesses back. I'm like, Angela, you are okay to keep count. Are we at 9? I'm like, okay, so Pinky's like, I did cash. I used cash. And like, no, you didn't. Lies you tell. And so Pinky, like, you can kiss my ass. And so she gets up, turn around, and gives Angela her butt, and she tapping her own butt. And Phaedra talking about, I like rumping my roast, not a flat steak. Let's give Phaedra 3. I think Phaedra up to 3 in her reads. And so Angela told Pinky, you not my type. And she said, well, you definitely ain't my type. And so Angela says, well, you got investors. That's why you was able to buy your business back. I'm like, 10 for Angela. And so here go Pinky. So what? Fix your lash glue. And so Angela said, the same lash glue you borrowed from me. I was like, oh, Angela, you just bang, 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 bang. 11 for Angela. So all Pinky could say was, you was a hating A beer. And child, here come Kelly and Shamia. They like, because they was like, y'all hear all that ruckus and all that? They come over because they hear the arguing. Then Pinky stood back up like she was about to leave. And Drew said, you about to go? And she was like, no. So she sit back down and tells Angela why she don't like her. I don't like you. They like, I don't like you. So Pinky, like, you talked about what I'm going through with my business. Angela says she don't like you and she don't give a F. Oh, are we up to 12? Pinky says, that's why your husband don't like you. I'm like, Pinky, you are whack. So then Angela says, well, we don't have a live-in wife in the basement. And the crowd goes wild. Like, what are y'all talking about? What? What do you mean? What? There's a live-in wife in her basement. We know we got Drew's husband living in her basement, but Pinky got a woman living in her basement? What is going on? Child, so Angela talking about millions in assets. Millions in assets. I was like, get it, girl. And so Pinky gonna say, well, take your wig off and them lashes and take that lip off and let's see how you look. Because you're gonna look like a boy, Damon. So, you know, people don't get that she's talking about what, next Friday or Friday after that. What are the Fridays? And they're like, Damon? Who's Damon? So then Angela's like, child, you are so obsessed with me. You know everything about me, and I didn't have to tell you nothing. And so Angela tells Pinky that she's not attractive. And I'm like, okay, now we stop. That's childish. Let's stop. So, honey, they bring it all the way down. I guess they done ran out of ammo because Pinky ain't got nothing left. She ain't talking about nothing. When you go, I don't like you, you have nothing left. You talking about her looks and take off your wig and you're sweating and let me give you some new teeth. And yeah, you lost, Pinky. Okay. So then they bring it down. Angela can talk to Pinky in a regular tone, and she tells Pinky that I didn't have nothing against you really, but it was your tone. You came in aggressive. And so, you know, Pinky's listening. And so then here come Kay Michelle. She comes to tell them good night. She leaving. And so then Portia says, y'all took it to the pits of HELL. They was like, y'all sure did. Cynthia says she gonna pray that they have a great time on this trip. And she just want she want Kelly and Shamia to leave her alone about that dirty room. And she just hopes the best for Pinky. And that was the end of the episode, besties. It was quick and slick, but honey, that back and forth, that argument between Angela and Pinky had me in stitches. But besties, that was the end of the episode. Please drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode, honey. Get into it. Don't forget to make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. Hype. Work on your hyping. You got to hit the hype, the word that says hype, and then the numbers will run up. Or you can scroll and hit the hype where the other icons are. But make sure you're hyping the video so we can get more besties. What else? I think that's it. I'll be back with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Bye, besties.